let's get a dish whipped up for you, kind of show you how you can do it pretty quick. Not a lot to it. It's going to be shrimp scampi, but we're going to do it pasta style. We're going to do it creamy pasta style. And I've got a glove on because I'll also be working with some noodles here in a second and don't want to get my hands dirty. So to run down the ingredients for you here, lots of freshness in today's dish. So I've got some Italian parsley over here because it's going to be an Italian dish, right? So I figured, why get regular parsley when you get Italian parsley? So that's what I have here. Already cut some up, chopped it up. We'll do some more later. We're going to do fresh lemon juice here from the lemons. And then, with this being an Italian dish, of course, some dishes do require like a bit of white wine, so a little bit of Pinot Grigio there, just a couple tablespoons, nothing major. And this is an Italian seasoning as well right here that I like to use. It's actually a salad dressing that you would mix with oil and such, but it's got such wonderful flavor to it that I like throwing it in just inside dishes. A little bit of heat there for your red pepper flakes. There are your Italian spices, oregano, basil, thyme, more butter, a heavy whipping cream, and Parmesan cheese, shredded Parmesan cheese as you see there. Our protein today is going to be shrimp. I have paper towels on there just to absorb the water. Now, I was asked earlier, why do you let your shrimp there thaw out? Why don't you just throw it in? You're going to get all that water inside your dish without frozenness, and you don't want that. So let it thaw out. Put it into a colander in your sink, or as I have here, just some paper towels. So I've already got some butter going here, 2 tablespoons of butter already melted. We're going to use fresh garlic with this. I'm going to use about 3 cloves of garlic here in my garlic mincer. Love this thing. It gives you that fresh taste right then and there. Much easier to do than just mincing it with your knife. And that's all you have to do. You just throw it in like that. Now, once it's already in there in your butter, be sure to stir it up nice and evenly so that all the butter can get around those pieces of minced garlic, and that's going to take there about 30 seconds, maybe about a minute to start to brown up. I've been doing this now. My butter's already hot and melted, so I'm already starting to see a little bit of brown. Now what you're going to do here is just start adding in some of your ingredients. So lemon juice is going to be great with this particular meal. Turn that off just for a second so we don't burn anything while I cut stuff up here. Lemon juice is going to be great with this. When you have any kind of citrus in your recipe, you can cut it up, throw it in your microwave there for maybe like 15, 20 seconds. Going to give you a whole lot more juice. So we're going to throw that in there to add in that fresh lemon flavor and good sizzle in there too. We'll stir that up so that gets nice and mixed up there into the butter. Now we're going to kind of fire this back up now that we're starting getting some juices in here. Just want to make sure that we didn't overcook our garlic. Put it on the low heat there. Then just start adding all your other ingredients. So as I mentioned there, gotta be gentle here, but that's gonna be about 2 tablespoons there of your Pinot Grigio, and you're gonna burn off a lot of this, but you're gonna put the flavor in there is what you're gonna leave. Again, we got that Italian spice seasoning that already has the salt in it, so even though I have my salt shaker here, I'm not going to put any extra salt. If you don't have that seasoning, which you probably don't, but it's really cheap at the store, it comes in a small little packet there. It's just a dressing, really great stuff. If you don't use it, just throw some salt and some pepper in there. Not going to use the pepper because my heat today is going to be just a pinch there of some red pepper flakes. Now, yes, this is an Italian dish. That's why we've got the lemon in there. But, of course, you also need to add in your Italian herbs there. So that's going to be your basil, your thyme, and your oregano. Didn't have anything fresh, so that's why I kind of went with the dried there. But that will work just as fine. Continue to stir, make sure that nothing's burning here, but we are not burning anything in the pan right now, so that is looking great. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and throw in our heavy whipping cream. Make sure your pan is just not searing hot with this because that will then begin to turn and curdle your heavy whipping cream. Got a pat of butter here. Going to go ahead and throw that in there. And now your process here really is just to kind of start melting everything down. Going to put a little bit of my Parmesan cheese in too with this. That's going to be a 1/4 of a cup total, but I'm going to save some for garnish on top. Now all you're going to do here is continue to stir, melt your butter, and let everything really start to come together. Let the butter start to pull out the flavors there from your Italian seasonings. And you don't have to serve it with noodles, but I figured that we would because, again, it's just a nice Italian pasta dish. So I have some linguine noodles here. Just kind of cook them al dente, a little bit of hard, but still good enough to eat. And then you're going to put your protein in there, which, of course, as I mentioned, I chose shrimp with this, but you can go chicken if you'd like with this as well. So now all we have to do is just really start stirring everything up, make sure it all warms up nice and evenly. So I'll let that happen during the break, and then we'll serve it up to Ron here in just a couple minutes to try out creamy pasta shrimp scampi.